Hi, I'm Diane with Greater American Construction. Welcome to the Youth Spotlight program. We're happy you tuned in. My husband and I started Greater American Construction over 23 years ago. We are a small family-owned remodeling contractor specializing in siding, windows, and roofing. Our focus has been beautifying residential homes in and around the Spokane area. Along with our dedicated foremen, who have been with our company for an average of 13 years, we pride ourselves on customer satisfaction. We have found Spokane is still a small community and feel the clients we've partnered with over the years will remember us long after they sell their home because of our relationships we've built. Greater American Construction supports many community organizations to include Girl Scouts, the Jonah Project, Chase Youth Foundation, Gonzaga Basketball, Miss Spokane, and many others. Please enjoy the segment and call Greater American Construction for all of your windows, siding, or roofing needs. Thank you.
Hello, Youth Spotlight. My name is Brady and I am the host of Spokane Talks program, Youth Spotlight, and I am here with Myah Rodriguez Bates. She is the candidate for our September Youth Spotlight. Now, welcome to the show. I am so happy to have you here. It's fantastic that you got nominated for this awesome achievement. So, tell me who you are, Myah.
Well, I'm a senior at North Central High School. I'm 17 years old, and I'm really involved in my school and food drives and things like that.
Right. That's so awesome. Now, you also are actively involved in volleyball while you're there as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a varsity volleyball player.
Varsity.
So, yes.
That's so cool.
This is my first year, so.
Congratulations. Yeah. No, but what you're really here to talk about is also your amazing experiences throughout your life. And yes. I think, why don't we start while you were little? Because when you were 7 years old, you went through a pretty traumatic experience.
Yeah. So when I was 7, I had a tumor on my left kidney, and it turned out it was cancer, and we found it early because it ruptured. So
right.
That was a hard thing to go through.
Definitely. And you were very young at the time,
yeah.
So memory can be a little bit splotchy.
For sure.
I bet, yeah. I mean, I also know the effects that cancer can have on the types of families that go through it. You know, my own friend Mitch, he went through terrible bone cancer, and I've seen how that can affect not only just the families but the friends and the communities as well. So why don't you talk about like how that experience really affected the people around you as well?
My best friend at the time wrote a paper about me, and she talked about how she was just like always worried, and when she found out, it was really hard news for her to take in. And she visited me like every day in the hospital and like was always there for me. And you know, it's hard to be there when you're like 6 years old, but you know, she did what she could, and her family was really supportive. And my family had to deal with a lot. They were just worried all the time, like you never know what's going to happen next.
Right. Definitely. It can be that can definitely be the toughest thing about the family and the parents, you know, you don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to be able to control what happens inside of the body with all of these, you know, viruses. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But when you transition to now, 17 years old, 10 years later, you've gone through a completely different change in your life, in a sense.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that as well?
Well, honestly, I was really, really shy as a kid, like incredibly shy. And now I'm like running for ASB and like doing big things as a leader at my school. And it's just really cool to see how I've grown from that.
Right. That's an amazing experience because, you know, a lot about high school is, you know, social interaction, and there can be a lot of anxieties with that as well. I know for me personally, you know, dealing with that can be tough at times.
Yeah.
But you know, the ability to enjoy high school and run for leadership is a really, really special thing, and it's cool that you've gotten to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've also had to overcome those anxieties throughout your time in high school, correct?
I had really bad anxiety. It started in 8th grade, and like I would miss like weeks of school at a time, or like especially on test days, I would get really bad anxiety and have to like sit in the counselor's office. And so like I've slowly like taken the steps, and this year was the first year in like 4 years that I haven't had a panic attack for school. So
wow,
yeah.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And I imagine, you know, the transition from shy to being able to be open to more interaction, that
Yeah.
and being surrounded with that and comfortable, I'm sure that can definitely help with that. And I'm sure that that also probably helped with your fantastic achievements with NC's new food drive.
Yes. So we do a food drive twice a year, one in the fall and one in the spring. And our food drive went to like 22,000 items, and our original goal was like 12,000. So we almost doubled. That was really cool.
That is incredible. Because 12,000 was the recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recent maximum, the recent, like, I can't even think of the word right now.
Yeah, it was like
the recent
a
big
record.
achievement.
A record.
Record.
Yes.
Man.
Got you.
Gosh, I'm just getting jumbled up in here. But that was the recent record, and now you have nearly doubled that. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that that also has helped develop a nice sense of school pride as well at NC.
Yes, it really does. We have like a food pantry at our school where we put all of the food that we get. And this year we actually had too much, so we had to give more to the crisis nursery that we donate to. So
that's incredible. And the food that's at your school also is also delivered to the students throughout the school as well, to help keep everybody nice and fed and well nourished as well.
yeah, we get a lot of low income students at our school, so we have like a program where they can go and sign up and like get meals and stuff like that.
Right, of course. And that's really, really great that you guys offer that as well. And I wonder how, with the food drive at NC, how your experiences with cancer and the hardships that you've gone through throughout your life and the things that you've overcome, how that can, you as your own character can become more determined to succeed, not only, you know, with the food drive and willingness to help others, but, you know, even in volleyball and in academics, you know, because you were saying how, you know, you have gone through that arc and you've gone through that change.
Yeah.
What?
Cancer has really pushed me to like be determined in what I do, you know, like at volleyball, I went through all the cancer, I went through the sickness, but I can still run as fast as my teammates and like play as hard as they can. And it's really pushed me. Like for food drive, I was like, I've had cancer, I can go through this, like the stresses of it all, the organization, like I can push through all of it. And it's really like been my motivator.
Right. You know, to tell yourself that I've been here and I can be right here, but, you know, same
Yeah.
with everybody else, you know, because even in that, you know, nobody can just look at you and tell that you've gone through cancer.
Yeah.
You know, they get to learn that about you by talking with you and figuring out who you are as a person. I think that's what's great about,
Yeah.
you know, conversation in general.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've definitely had to like watch more things that I do. Like I can't take certain medications, and I have to make sure I'm hydrated a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And got to get that water.
Yes.
That water's the most important part.
Hydrate.
For sure. And so, I am just so happy that you have come onto the show today. And so for future reference, you know, because there are going to be people that will be going through cancer and going through different types of experiences further on. And, you know, I think this is a great opportunity for you to tell them what you think and tell them, you know, the best mindset to have as you go through it before, during, and after.
I feel like you just have to keep remembering that like you can still have a whole life ahead of you, and if you're trying to support somebody going through that, you need to just make sure that you need to give them a reason to keep going and a reason to just keep their head up and push through it.
Yes, that is amazing. I love your lessons, and I'm so happy and proud of you and all of the things that you've accomplished, especially in, you know, varsity volleyball, organizing the NC food drive, and overcoming the massive beast of cancer. Yes. It's such an incredible achievement. And so thank you so much for coming on to the show today. It was an absolute blast. And thank you, Youth Spotlight Spokane Talks listeners, for tuning into the show. I want to thank our sponsors, Greater American Construction, for helping us sponsor this show, and our partners down at the Spokesman Review Building. You guys are what make this awesome this awesome interview space happen. But really, it's also the viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to tune in to the other shows with Spokane Talks, and I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Thank you.